Hello, everyone. Welcome to another appointment with Going Expat. This is Rossella, and today our guest is Akiko. Hi, Akiko.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good.
Nice to have you here. Thank you for accepting my invite. And today we're going to talk about life in Belgium, but from a different perspective that we had already done, because Akiko is coming from Japan, from Tokyo. And she's living in Brussels, correct?
Yes, in Brussels.
How long have you been here now?
It's almost exactly 4 years.
Long enough also to experience COVID time.
Yes, I arrived, COVID started.
You are living there for 4 years now. Are you working in Brussels?
Yes, now I'm working, full-time in a Belgian company.
Okay.
It's as a consultant for sustainable buildings.
Oh wow, that's very interesting. Maybe we need to deep dive in that in another moment.
Yeah.
But today we are gonna talk a bit about your experience as an expat from Japan to Europe, basically to Belgium. And before we deep dive in that, I want to introduce a little bit what you are doing on social media. So you have a very nice Instagram account, Akiko Aloha, where you share in English information about your life there, but also a little bit of your traveling, right?
Yes, it's mainly food and traveling because I love eating
Okay.
and also traveling. Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess that is gonna cut the attention of a lot of people just because of that. And as usual, I'm gonna leave the link in the description of this on this video. You are also a blogger, so you have a blog where you tell a little bit about your expat life, and the blog is in Japanese.
Yes.
The name of the blog is Akiko Anise. And again, the link is going to be in the description. Tell us a little bit more about your blog then.
Yes. I started writing it when I moved to Belgium. It was first to document, how my feelings and thoughts gonna change when I move from Japan to Europe,
Yeah.
or like cultural experience. But also I came here as a student first to study about urban planning and sustainability in cities. So I also wanted to articulate my thoughts and write about the trend in Europe.
That's really interesting. So you also have like kind of full experience. So you moved as a student and now you are working
Yes.
in a Belgian company in Brussels. This is gonna basically let the conversation start. When you had to move, for sure you needed a visa. How does it work? How did it work for you? And what can you tell us about the visa process?
My case is maybe not the best example because I had really difficult process.
Oof, okay. So
And
maybe it is the best example to
maybe,
make people
yeah,
understand it's not that easy.
yes, because in 4 years, I applied for 4 types of visa.
Okay, so
Yes.
that's already tell us that there are a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. First of all, I'm married to a Belgian guy.
Okay.
So normally I can get a spouse visa, family reunification
Mm-hmm.
visa. But this one didn't work and we had to try 3 times to get it.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah, because yes, it's very complicated, this visa that they assess the husband or the Belgian person
Mm-hmm.
income level, if they are getting stable income or not.
Okay.
So they check that very specifically. And my husband was an independent worker
Mhm.
and business owner. So they required a lot of different type of documents. We needed to hire a lawyer, accountant.
It's not only difficult but also kind of expensive, I believe, because if
Yeah,
you
it
need a
was
lawyer and
expensive.
accountant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And,
that was the first type of visa we
mm-hmm.
tried, and then finally it worked after
Yeah, so finally
four
works.
years.
Good.
Yeah,
And this was the one that basically allow you to come to Europe, to Belgium, and live there.
Yeah, so it was our plan, supposed to work, but
Yes.
that didn't work. So I changed my strategy to be a student.
Okay.
So student visa allow non-European people to stay in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but this one in Belgium, it has to be coming from high education,
Mm.
educational institutions. So
Mhm.
language schools are not allowed to get a student visa.
Okay.
Only like bachelor or master or doctor degrees, then
Okay.
you can get the student visa. So I first had to get enrolled, get accepted by the university and enrolled and
Okay.
get this
So
visa.
do the university help normally in this kind of process? So when you get enrolled, do they give you some kind of support in order to apply and to get the visa, or you still have to do
No,
everything on your own?
they just give you that you have enrolled in this university.
Ah, kind of certification.
Yeah, kind of certification and other type of documents needed, like financial stability proof or
Mm-hmm.
health medical certificate, no crime certificate. That type of documents, it's all
Mm-hmm.
on you.
Okay. And do you have to go through different kind of appointments there in Belgium to show all these documents, to deliver basically everything that they need, or is something that you can also do, for example, online? How does it
Mm.
work in that sense?
It's
No way.
not very digitally developed on this part. Yeah,
Okay.
when you arrive to Belgium, or even before arriving, you can go to the embassy if you have Belgium embassy in your country.
Okay.
You should take appointment and already apply there and get
Mm-hmm.
a temporary visa.
Okay.
As soon as you arrive in Belgium, you have to go to a commune to declare your arrival. And
Mm-hmm.
then, yeah, police have to come to your house to check if you're living in the right address that you submitted. And then
Okay.
finally you get the visa. So it takes a few months.
Wow. Okay. And does it have a cost? The
That
visa
one
itself?
is to apply for the visa, they ask you to pay like 200 euro. And
Oh,
then
well. Okay. Okay. It's not
and
even that
all
cheap.
other document costs is also you have to pay separately, like to hospital, to yeah.
Okay. So the moment people from non-European country, Japan in this case for you, so probably I guess this apply for all
Yes,
Asia, but maybe also
yeah,
other non-European countries. But anyway, what is
same.
important is that everybody is aware that needs to have some money saved, not only for when they arrive,
Mm,
but also before, because in order to apply and get the visa, you have to go through also
yeah.
some costs.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. Wow. Interesting.
Mhm.
And how long does it last, this kind of visa? Is there a specific
Ah,
amount of...
yes. Student visa, normally it's for a year, 1 year. Even
Okay.
though my master courses were for 2 years, I had to renew, and you have to pay small amount to renew it. And as soon as your study is finished, it's not valid anymore.
It expires, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
it expires. But luckily, when I graduated that year, they introduced a new type of visa that allows students to stay 1 year more to
Oh, okay.
for job.
Okay, okay. That's already something. And you had
Yeah,
to apply again.
yes,
It's not
yeah.
like automatic. You
No,
need
it's not
to...
automatic. You have to pay and prove some documents. But it is a 30-year visa.
Mm-hmm.
And normally, it's not difficult to obtain. If you finish the study, then
Okay. Yeah, because you are an higher skill migrant, so they
yes,
also
that's
kind of think you will find easily a job basically in your field. So that should be
mm,
also why someone
yeah.
wants to have a master. So
This visa is a good has a good advantages because you can immediately work, and the employer doesn't have to support a visa. but then it expires in 1 year. So
Okay.
it allows you to stay, search for visa, job, and get to know the job market. Find a job. If the employer really appreciates you, then after you need another type of visa to stay and work.
Okay.
That's
Okay. So then it's the kind of work permission
yes,
visa.
after.
Okay. And I guess that again you have to apply, pay, and so on and so forth.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. How much do you pay more or less for this kind of visas? So the 1 year extension, let's say, and the work visa.
1 year extension visa is not so expensive if I recall it. But for the work permit, it's actually not you who is going to pay, it's your employer that who will pay.
So they work as a sponsor for you.
Yeah,
then.
they will be the sponsor.
Okay.
And I think application fee were like €700 that the company have to pay. And usually company doesn't have time or special, capacity to apply. So they will hire a lawyer that will cost a few €1,000. So it's kind of cost for the employer.
It's
That's
an
why,
investment.
including myself, I met many non-European friends at my master study. A lot of them struggle to find a job because of this visa.
Of course, it's a lot of cost for the employer. So, of course, yeah, can imagine. Well, then it's just adding difficulties more in the job market.
Yes.
Okay, well then, now you got anyway your visa. You don't need to apply for another visa anymore, I believe, or at least until you are working with this company, right?
Yes, actually now I'm with the family visa.
Oh, that worked out at the end. Okay.
Yeah, worked out in the end, and it's immediately granted for 5 years. And after, if you are still with the,
Okay.
person, then it can extend, and it's easy once you get it.
Once you get it, you just need to extend. So let's say that compared to all the other procedure you had to go through, that's gonna be just easy, I don't know, a walk in the park. So
Yes.
okay, well, wow, it's already a lot of information. Thank you for that. I'm already confused. I just want to invite everybody that is listening and maybe they are finding themselves in more or less the same situation. If there is any questions, just comment this video. Akiko and I will be happy to answer and handle your questions if we can. Also, I'm gonna add in the description few links from the Belgium official website in order to help where to look for the info. How is life in Belgium? Was it difficult for you to settle down? You have a Belgium husband, so maybe this helped a little bit. How do you feel there?
I think it's really helpful to have someone already, that you can trust and ask all the questions.
Of course.
Yeah, but I'm also a very independent person, so I want to, do it by myself, and I want to explore and, get to know people by myself, not just friend of.
Of course, you want to create your own network.
For that, because I came as a student and joined the international study group, so it was quite a good start to make friends from the study.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, there were also Belgian students, so you get to know people quickly. I think it's easier when you have this type of community.
Yeah,
it's easier to expand after your network.
Yeah, definitely. Also because all the international students basically are there alone, so they are all in need to find friends, which is already a common a common situation. Okay. And what do you like the most and what do you like the less?
About Belgium.
About
Belgium. I like a lot about Brussels, the size of city. That's because I'm from Tokyo, like one of the biggest and busy city
Yeah.
in the world. So it was quite hectic to meet friends. I have to travel 1 hour,
Wow.
1 hour and a half, and we always have to meet in a center because everybody lives everywhere. But in Brussels, I feel like people are so close to each other. And
Mm-hmm.
at work, I can commute by bicycle, 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
So I
it's quite
feel
small.
I have more time
Mm-hmm.
and a space and also to, think about yourself or socialize with friends.
Good.
I really like that. And also housing quality is quite good.
Mm.
Maybe that's something common in Europe, but in Asia or Japan, the housing is quite small because of the
Okay.
overpopulation.
I
And
can imagine.
yeah, for the price, same price. I think here you can get twice bigger house
Wow.
space and also insulation and quality interior much better. I'm
Okay.
quite happy about living in
Yeah,
Brussels.
that's a kind of culture shock in a way, in a
Yeah,
positive
in
way,
a good
but
way, good
yeah.
way. And also people are very friendly.
Mm.
I think Belgians are known for very friendly and kind and open
Okay.
compared to neighboring countries.
Which one are you talking about?
It was the left side.
And what is that instead doesn't appeal you too
Doesn't
much?
appeal is mostly the weather,
Mhm.
except for the summer. Summer is quite nice because it's not too hot.
Mhm.
But winter is so long compared to what I know as a
Yeah,
winter.
I know. I certainly know what you mean.
Yeah,
It's very
and
long and dark.
recently I did a blood test. I was almost had no vitamin D.
Whoa, you really need sun. Yes.
Yes, so that's one thing. And also, food is quite different from Japanese food.
Hmm.
I don't have to eat Japanese food every day. I'm quite open.
Hmm.
What you can get from supermarkets here is quite costly, and
Mm.
quality is not the
It's
best.
not that good. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm very curious about it because since a decade, I believe, sushi became
Mhm.
one of the most eaten food in Europe. People are so crazy for sushi. Everyone wants to go and have sushi. I've never been in Japan, so of course I
Mm.
cannot know. But I'm very curious to hear from a Japanese. What
Yeah.
about the sushi we eat in Europe? Is the
Oh,
real one or? Mm,
it's yes. Uh, I tried sometimes to have
yeah.
some opinion, but it's were quite disastrous on especially like quality of rice. The
Mm,
fish is somehow okay, but as a Japanese, we have so much attachment to Japanese rice.
of
And
course.
it's quite expensive in Europe.
Mm,
I think most of sushi shops cannot afford to use Japanese rice, so they use something else. And
okay.
there, the consistency is already gone. So, yeah.
Mm. Okay, so I bet that any European going to Japan and eating sushi there,
Yeah,
I mean, the experience will be completely different there.
yeah, they will
Oh,
realize the quality of fish, but also rice.
you say that there are many international people, of course, and you uh, could easily find
Mhm.
friends also because of your student status at the beginning and so
Yeah.
on. What about Japanese? Is there like a community of Japanese
Uh,
or people from Asia that maybe like to be together and do things together,
mhm.
or you are not interested in that kind of groups?
And I'm not so obsessed about meeting Japanese people, but
Hmm.
yeah, it is nice to speak in Japanese sometimes that you don't have to think and translate in that. I
Yeah.
have, but have very few friends, Japanese friends here. First of all, it's not a big community like in Paris or London or Düsseldorf. There's a lot of Japanese
Oh, in
expats.
Düsseldorf, okay.
Yeah, Düsseldorf is the biggest in Europe.
Oh, I didn't
Because of
know. Wow,
the
okay.
business.
Oh, business-wise,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
have many companies there. So here it's quite small. I think like 2,000 people in whole Belgium. So
yeah, well, it's not much
so
indeed.
much. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's
Well.
quite limited. But for other Asian population, so you can find like recently I made a good friend with Chinese girl, Korean girls, and also
Okay.
Vietnamese boys.
Okay, okay. Well, there is a little bit of everything from everywhere.
Yeah.
But Brussels, I mean, is a very international city, so
Yeah, it's very international, and
it
you
makes
don't
sense.
realize until you meet Asian people that you are kind of actually missed Asian, culture or common.
What do you miss the most of your culture?
Food is one big thing, but also like efficiency of like transport or work.
Okay. Well, for that you have to come up
Administrative.
north to the Netherlands
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
find efficiency again.
I'll find yes, peace.
That's one of the
Also,
most funny thing for me, no? Because I mean,
mhm,
the Netherlands and Belgium are like basically attached. There is a part of the Netherlands that is the southern part that is called Limburg, which is basically in Belgium, we can say. But it changed completely. You realize the moment you are crossing the border
mhm.
because of the streets. So the streets in the Netherlands are like perfect. And then you cross the
Yeah.
border with Belgium, and this is the joke that normally Dutch people make about
Yeah.
Belgium.
Oh.
So you basically realize how the maintenance is not
Mm.
so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
okay, but not the same level of here.
Oh.
Because the Netherlands is very efficient, is known to be very
Yes.
efficient, and I can actually say that is true. So yeah.
Yeah. But I'm also in Brussels. That is quite mixed. But in Belgium, we have Flemish, the closer to
Yes.
Dutch part, and the Wallonia, that is more French,
Mm-hmm.
Francophone side. And there you already can see a difference of culture and the
Yeah.
working style.
Yeah.
It's more relaxed in the south and more
Yeah.
efficient.
The Flemish and the French side. So
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
distinguish themselves not only in the language but also in the
Yeah.
efficiency and so on and so forward. How is for the language for you? You
Oh,
mainly speak English there?
language is quite tough. I haven't mentioned, but
Okay.
as a Japanese person, to speak English is already like a big win. It's so different as a language group.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
is no single, similarities in grammar
No.
or vocabulary. And then I am learning French. I think I speak quite well by now, but not yet really business level. But
Okay.
then you start working and realize like half of population speaks in Dutch, and Dutch is quite different language from the French.
Yes.
So like learning never stop, and if it's too much, for one
Yeah.
grade.
Yeah, it's actually a lot. And I guess there is very complicated because, I mean, everybody that moves there probably moves speaking English.
Yeah.
Probably somebody already speak French because in some schools, like we study French. So it can be that they already speak French. Uh, Definitely not Dutch unless they are not from the Netherlands, but that is a language that you learn only if you need, of course. But those people that are from Europe are coming from European languages anyway. So you can find, as you say, similarities and so on and so forward. But for someone that is coming from basically the east part of the world, where also the alphabet is completely different, then I guess it's definitely difficult. It's totally
Very
difficult
challenging.
already to learn one.
Yeah.
Imagine two on top of English already. Congratulations, because you speak English very well, and the fact that you are learning French already, I guess it's just like, yeah,
Yeah,
should be good.
it's never
Well
stops.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't have any issue, I mean, like living there and speaking English. Can you
Yeah.
speak English with everyone, or sometimes it's like, well, it's not
Mm,
enough?
I think only speaking English is not enough in terms
Mm,
of like for work as well.
okay.
When it comes to local projects, it's either in French or Dutch, or the documents that I work in the building sector.
Yeah.
Everything is either French or
French
Dutch.
or
So at
Dutch.
least you need to know one language.
Mm-hmm.
And but communication, most of Belgians can understand English, so you can survive. But of course, you get more opportunities if you speak local language.
Last question, and then I let you go.
Mm.
As a Japanese woman in Europe, what you want to say to the other women that are listening to us, and maybe coming from Asia? What is your experience as a woman?
I can say that in Europe, especially Belgium or a bit northern European countries,
Mm-hmm.
woman, it's very liberating to live here
Mm.
because
Okay.
there is less gender gaps on
Mm.
work or daily life. That there is
Okay.
no a lot of stereotype that man should do this, women should take care of this.
Mm.
So it's I feel quite neutral, like
Yeah.
treated
Equal.
more
Okay.
with equality. So that is a quite a good point. Living,
Okay, that's already a very good point, and
yeah,
it's interesting to hear that. Yeah.
and also because I look so different from locals, so they
Mm-hmm.
can see that I'm not from here. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I received so many disadvantages by looking different.
Oh, that's great. I'm very happy to hear that
Mhm.
because, well, this is basically how it should be, right? There should not be any different
Yeah,
treatment because of the way how we look like.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's great to hear. I'm really happy to hear that. Thank you for sharing. Good. Well, Akiko, thank you a lot for your time and for sharing with us your knowledge, experience, and a little bit of your life. Again, for everybody interested in know a little bit more about your Belgium life, in the description there are the links to the Instagram account and the blog if you understand Japanese, just for the second one. And we keep in touch, and maybe we talk another time.
Yeah. Thank you
Have a
so
good
much.
evening.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.